Welcome back again, and this time we are going to look at a website called Zentrada. Now, if you are not planning to sell on one of the European Amazon marketplaces or the UK Amazon marketplace, then this lecture is completely irrelevant to you and you can skip it. But if you are, I wanted to show you this marketplace as an option for sourcing products. Now, the first thing to know is that you need to sign up for an account, a free account, before you can see prices or any of the real information. And when you do so, you will be prompted to tick a box to say that you are registered to do business, meaning that you are either a sole trader, a sole proprietor, or you have a company. Now, don't worry if you don't have that, just tick the box anyway so that you can access it. At least you'll be able to have a look around. But if you do decide to place any orders through this website, then you would need to register either as a sole trader or as a company. Now, what I have done here is I have just signed up for another free account. I do have an account on here and my company has an account on here already, but all my business details and my buying history are displayed on the actual page here when I log in. So I signed up for another account because I want to keep that information private. All right, now I typed in emergency fire starter up here in the search bar, and as you will see, there's only one result. This is nowhere near as big as AliExpress or Alibaba, but it's still a big marketplace, but just relative to those two enormous and gigantic marketplaces, it is much smaller and the choice is much smaller. Saying that, sometimes you need to dig around a bit. Sometimes when we type in the product we're looking for and we don't get the results we want, we need to try something else. So I tried typing in Flint instead of emergency fire starter, and let me show you. Now we have other results which are not relevant, not what we want, but here is one of these fire starters, these flint rods with a handle, similar to what we were looking at over on AliExpress. This is the one that originally came up. Now that's €5.90, almost €6, and that's not even including VAT because VAT has to be added on as well. So that one was out of the question anyway. But this one here at $1.35, this is more what we will be looking for. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. When you click on a product, the page comes up that belongs to the actual supplier, because just like with AliExpress and Alibaba, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of suppliers on here. They have their own page. And if we scroll down here to the details, the ordering details, we can see that the minimum order quantity is 8 pieces. 8 pieces at $1.42, and that would be $11.36. But on top of that, we need to add that at 23%. So it's $1.42 a piece. Adding on the VAT at 23%, it's $1.74. Well, $1.75. So €1.75, which is about $2, about $2 US. And in pounds sterling at this time, it is around about £1.40. All right, so we know this price is okay. This price is good actually, but the downside of Zentrada, aside from it not having as much choice, is that the suppliers all have minimum orders as far as how much you spend. So the minimum order for this here, this product here is only 8 pieces. However, this supplier says that you need to spend €220 with them. So you cannot place an order for less than €220. And most likely you wouldn't want to spend €220 on this one product, on getting a lot of this one product to begin with. So that might rule this website out, this supplier out for you as a new seller. However, I still wanted to show you this marketplace because it's still an option. Now let's just go back and let's search for a rear bike light. This looks very much like the one we looked at on AliExpress, the one that I said didn't look great quality. Let's just have a closer look. And although it's not very clear on the zoom, it does look very, very similar. But it also looks like this supplier here, Super Deals, has other rear bike lights as well. This is actually a front light. And in fact, it's a set of two. Minimum order of this is just one piece for under €1. So it's less than €1 for one piece. Let's go back to the tail light. Minimum order at 20 pieces. Now let's see what happens when I add this to the shopping cart. Okay, so this particular supplier has a minimum order of €118. They all have their own minimum orders. This is almost half of the previous supplier's minimum order that we looked at. So this could be more suitable. And remember, we need to add on the VAT, so it's €2.50. It works out at €3 per item, per unit, for this rear bicycle light. A quick look again to see if there are any more that look promising. This one here may be promising. It's 5 LED, so it's quite bright. Now this is Eurobat again. Eurobat, remember, has a minimum order of €220. You can get 20 pieces of this for €9.20 plus 23% VAT. When you are on a page that belongs to a particular supplier, you can see all the products offered by the particular supplier along the left-hand side here under product groups. And at the top of the page, you can see the particular supplier, how long they have actually been a member on Zentrada. Super Deals been a member since 2006. So I think it's fair to say over 10 years this supplier's been a member. It's fair to say this is a reliable supplier. And anything you buy on Zentrada from any supplier is protected using the Trade Safe shopping system. There are a lot of categories here on Zentrada. If I just remove the search term from the search box, you can see all the categories here. So sports and leisure, household and kitchen, home and living, garden, toys, and so on, electronics, business equipment and other. So there are still a lot of categories and a lot of products, even though the choice is obviously considerably less than it is over on AliExpress or Alibaba. So what would be the advantage to you of using Zentrada if you're in Europe and you want to sell in Europe? Well, the advantage is all related to customs. If you live in Europe, if you're going to be importing products into Europe from overseas, you have to consider customs charges. What will happen is that some of your orders will get stopped at the border and they will end up having a customs charge on them. Now, in my experience, when you're placing small orders from overseas, like say, for example, from AliExpress, in my experience, it's about 1 in 3 of those parcels coming in will get stopped at customs and will get a customs charge. Now, that customs charge can be significant. It can be as much as what you've just paid for the items. So if you've just paid $50 for items, you're customs charge may be $50 as well. Now, it's not always as high as that, but I'm looking at the worst case scenario here. Now, that shouldn't stop you from ordering from Alibaba or AliExpress. I've been ordering from both of these places since I started selling physical products online back in 2013. When you start to order more regularly, you can set up what's called a customs bond, but it wouldn't be worth your while doing that to begin with. So to begin with, you're just going to have to factor in that around about 1 in 3 of your parcels coming in is going to get this customs charge. You can still make a profit on Amazon. A lot of sellers are doing just this and making profits. But one alternative open to you is Zentrada. Now, your shipping charges will be pretty low depending on what you're ordering, but small and light products, your shipping charges ordering from Zentrada to your own country in Europe, the shipping charges will not be high. They will be reasonably low. All right, that's Zentrada.eu and an option if you are in Europe and you're going to be selling in Europe.